I wasn't conscious until a couple weeks ago how much I worry. The thoughts of worry just filter through my head. And particularly, my son is applying to college right now, or he's a junior, so he's kind of in the process. He's taking his standardized tests, and like this is just the most. How old are your kids? I don't know.
My daughter's a junior in high school as well.
Okay, you get it right.
I have to tell you something. I am actually, that was, I have to unhook myself all the time. You could get so
Yeah.
hooked in this idea of they need to do this, they need to do that, they're not going to get into a good school, and they're selling it to you. It's not like you're just selling it,
Right.
they're selling all their worry to you. And without maybe, I really don't know where I would be. I'm constantly unhooking myself from the fear and worry and recognizing I don't know, and that life is filled with hope and possibility. But maybe is the thing that keeps me okay about the whole thing. But
Yeah.
you're in a very, I'm telling you, that not only the school is selling you stress, your son, is it a boy, your son?
Yeah, I have two boys.
Yeah, he's selling you stress. Maybe your husband, maybe yourself, the environment, the colleges, everybody is selling us we should be worried.
Right. Yeah. Well, and then like I have okay, I'm like I'm Asian, okay? So I'm altogether different than most people. Like my whole life my dad was like, "Oh, if you don't get into a good school, your life is
Yeah,
over." Like this is the Asian
yeah,
mentality. So
yeah.
I've just had this
And maybe it's
drilled in.
not,
What?
right? And maybe everything is still okay. And maybe something else will happen. That's, for me, that's how I unhook myself from those thoughts.
Yeah, but it's
Time.
he basically on 2 weeks ago. And here's the thing about planning, right? The best laid plans, Mike. Okay, well, let's do this. 8 weeks, we're getting a tutor for
Right.
standardized, doing an ACT
Right.
tutor. I said, okay, let's get a tutor. And I interviewed the tutor, and the tutor was amazing. He's like so good. We have a first session, and he's like, he's amazing. We're like, oh, we're so happy. Like,
Right.
mom did it right. I did it right. I'm so awesome. Everything's going well. Okay, and now this guy is like the snow leopard. He's like this beautiful tutor that doesn't show up.
Oh,
He's
oh my
like,
goodness.
he doesn't show up, and he showed up for the first session. He didn't show up for the second session. He didn't
Oh,
show up for the third session. And each time he had good reasons. And each time I'm like, well, maybe he has stuff going on in his life, and maybe I should just hang out and wait. And then I was like, well, maybe I shouldn't because I'm not sure what the hell's happening. But like, this
right.
guy is not showing up, and I have no
Right.
reason to believe that he will.
Right.
And so then I was like, oh my God, he's now 5 weeks, and they suggest 6 weeks. Actually, he's more 4.5 weeks, and then they suggest 6 weeks. Oh my God, his whole future is ruined. So I just like, and I was like, no, maybe you're gonna find a better tutor. Maybe he
Yeah.
only needed
Not,
4 weeks, not 6 weeks. You just don't know. So that's how.
and also, too, maybe he'll take the test again.
Maybe he'll take the
That's
test
another,
again.
we don't know. And what's interesting, too? We think we know that our child needs to get this particular grade to get in this particular school. But maybe that school's not the best. That's the thing, too. We're telling stories that my child needs to go to Harvard, my child needs to go to Yale, my child needs to go to Princeton. But that might not even be the best experience. So we're going
Yep.
to mourn the fact that they got a 28 or a 30 on their ACTs,
Right.
but maybe that was okay, and maybe they're on their path. And that's what's so tricky about life. It's that we're always telling the story, and we're
Right.
rational. We're saying this is the story. This, I know this is the story, and I know this is what needs to happen, but we really don't know.
We
And
don't know.
that's what's so interesting. Like, you and I could tell each other, well, if our child they don't go to Ivy League schools, what's going to happen? Maybe things will be even better. Maybe they'll meet
Right.
this great guy or this great girl or this opportunity. We
Or a
just don't know.
great
Listen,
professor. They may have like met the professor who sets them off on their career
right.
trajectory that they wouldn't have if they had gone to that other school because they would have met an awful professor and make them hate. You just don't know.
You just know. And my second book, which I just finished, it's with the editor. It's called Maybe Everything's Okay, and it's
Yeah.
about parenting with the idea of maybe.
Oh,
And it's not parenting like your child should go to sleep at this time. It's for us to have a softer inner landscape with this idea of parenting, so we're not stressed and we're not worried all the time because we recognize the fact that life has maybe, and even though the situation looks bad or even though our child is suffering, maybe everything is still okay, or maybe
right,
it'll be okay. And
right,
it allows us to kind of let go, let go, let go, and
right.
kind of just start again.
The parenting thing is one of the hardest things, right? Because there's a societal like what's right, what's wrong, and nothing is right, right? Like if you work, it's wrong. If you don't work, it's wrong. It's
Right.
like Nothing.
And and we don't know. Oh, I'm a big believer that when there's love, that love is the foundation for everything. And
Yeah.
beyond that, we don't know. I
Me
know
too.
that
That's
I'm
true.
very clear that I need to love my child, I need to support my child, be there for them, and beyond that, I just live in maybe. But I
Yeah.
don't want to ever get stuck in one place because I don't know. I don't
Yes.
know. And there's always hope.
Yeah.
I have where I've been working with a lot of parents over the last couple of years, and the stories are unbelievable.
I
Unbelievable how
know.
you
We
think you
torture
know your
ourselves.
child should be on this path, and something else happens, and we have a choice. We're either going to suffer
Right.
or we're not. And that's what maybe does allows me to suffer less. And when I'm suffering less, I'm less in fear, and I'm more likely to make the best decision for myself and my kids
Yep.
all the time.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I
But it's very tricky. I'm telling you,
Yeah.
parenting out of all the areas that it's helped me with, maybe it's helped me the most with parenting.
I
It's
think so.
very